Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practice facility with over 65 grass tees, 2 practice putting surfaces, a short game area, and an 18-hole mini golf course. With covered and heated tees, it's the best place to practice your game year-round. The Highlands Performance Golf Center is located in Carrollton on Trinity Mills, in between Marsh and Midway. Give them a call at 972-733-4111 or check them out on the web at highlandspgc.com. Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast. Live from the FanStream Sports Studios in North Dallas, I am IndyCarTim. There, if you're watching on the screen to my right or screen's left, or if you're listening on your radio or phone, go to speaker left, because we are in stereo.
We are in stereo.
That is Mr. PGA of America member himself, John Gerber. Hello, Johnny.
Oh, good. Well, buenos dias. We got to do buenos dias because we are doing the Mexican Open this week. So
Why are we doing this?
Can we do the whole show in Spanish?
Simone Cevato.
You can't say that.
Oh, is that bad?
Yeah, it's not good.
What does it mean?
It's not good. I can't say it.
I only know Tex-Mex restaurant Spanish.
Well, let's just say it's not good. And the people who speak Spanish, we apologize.
Je m'appelle Timm, et toi?
That's French.
Damn it.
Good
day, mate.
That's dumb.
I mean,
I could hit it like Jesus. Are you really just this excited because I'm actually back in studio today?
I forgot what you looked like.
I know. Well, you simulcast.
I almost called building security.
I know I couldn't. My key didn't work.
Yeah, I changed them.
I know my key didn't work. Believe it or not, the fob to get in the studio didn't work.
It's been 3 months since you've been here. I'm surprised you found it.
It hasn't been 3 months. It feels like 3 months.
You walked in, you're like, "Did you repaint?" I'm like, "Nope, it's been that way for a year."
I know it's time to come back in because when the air fresheners go off, like when they're gone.
Yep, air fresheners are gone. The carpet sprinkle stuff's gone.
Yeah.
The vacuum needs to be emptied.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the maid.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not the maid. I
was wondering why things weren't getting clean around here.
That's a check. That is true. That is true.
Hey, I do my best, all right?
I know you do. And it's not just, sometimes it's just not good enough.
It never is. Trust me, I've heard that my whole life.
Okay.
Your best ain't good enough. I want a divorce. Gotta heard that 9 times.
At least 9.
Jeez. As you mentioned, Johnny, it is Mexico week, which is the second Mexico week, right? This year, we've already been to Mexico once.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand the concept or why they feel they need to go to Mexico to play golf.
They're growing. They haven't been to Mexico this calendar year, but last year they did.
This season, though, golf season.
It's just growing the brand, buddy. I mean,
don't grow it in Mexico.
Why? I like Mexico.
Why do you like Mexico? It's gross. I don't think that's Mexico.
Why? La Bamba?
Is that Mexico?
Yes, it's certainly not
that
good
was,
day, mate.
Oh, I thought that was something else.
No, it's Mexico.
Richie Valens?
Yeah.
Well, he's not with us anymore.
There's so many songs about Mexico. It has to be good. I love Mexico. I mean, I go there once or twice a year to play the tournament, in Puerto Vallarta, not this golf course, but I've actually played this tournament before, the Mexican Open.
You're probably a Jimmy Buffett fan too, aren't you?
No, he's old. What's not to
he's
like?
Not that old.
Yeah, he is. What's not to like about Mexico? The people are friendly. It's very inexpensive. I mean, margaritas are good.
They're good here too.
They're good. They're
and you know what? If you like the Mexican ladies,
I do.
We got those here too.
Hey, I like who likes me. As my man Chris Marbury says, I like who likes me.
Yeah, me too.
I know.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Well, I'm not a beggar.
You should be.
No.
It's worked well for me.
Has it?
I mean, I'm alone right now.
Well, yeah.
That's by choice.
Until
by choice.
Until that break and you start texting, you get that second drink and you start texting, "Hey, mama."
I can do that right now. Hey, baby.
Don't do that.
Tell me something Mexican to say.
No.
I don't know how to speak Mexican.
Oh boy, it's Spanish. You don't say you speak in Mexican. It's called speaking Spanish.
They speak that in Spain though.
Good day, mate.
In Portugal, I guess they speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is they speak Portuguese in Brazil.
They do.
Number one, are you impressed that I knew that?
A little.
And number two, why do they speak Portuguese in Brazil when those are 10,000 miles apart.
Because the Portuguese, the king of Portugal founded Brazil and settled there. And found Brazil, and that's just their culture.
But it wasn't like 10 years ago. They've had time to either develop their own or adopt English.
Okay, so it's no different than the people of Hong Kong.
Hung Chung Chao.
Or is English for years, because English settled there and ruled and was the emperor of Hong Kong. So they speak English. So
I've never seen anyone in Hong Kong speak English.
They all speak English.
In Hong Kong?
Yes.
Isn't that in Japan or China? Where is Hong Kong? That's Japan, right?
It's China.
What's the one in Japan? Tokyo.
Japan is in Japan.
But Tokyo's the big city.
It is. It's where Godzilla is.
He lives in Tokyo?
Yeah.
They don't speak English in Hong Kong.
They all speak English.
I dispute that.
Stop.
I mean, I'll never go. Just like I'll probably never go to Mexico.
It's great. They're both great.
Now that we've had our history lesson and our geography lesson.
This is a golf show. It is.
And our geometry lesson.
Yeah.
By the way, I aced all of those classes in high school.
I can't tell. Can't tell.
That's a long time ago. High school was a long time ago.
A long time ago. Long time ago.
Johnny, let's get into the 2023 Mexico Open. Seems like such a racist title for a tournament.
Why?
The Mexico Open. I mean, the only way it would be worse if they called it the Mexican Open.
So what about the United States Open? Is that not?
Well, there's nothing racist against the United States.
Oh, it's Mexico. It's a country. They have their own Open.
But Mexico seems like a derogatory term.
That's only in your mind. You're the only person that thinks that.
And then we got to call it Vidanta Vallarta.
That's actually the property.
Right. That's where they're playing.
Yeah.
And we've got a world number one that's playing in Mexico. I don't know why he's playing in Mexico.
Well, it's a good, you look at a guy like Jon Rahm, he's a defending champion. That's a little bit of the reason why he's going there. And he loves the place. Admittingly, it's probably, he said it's, top 5 best places that he likes to go play. The golf course suits him fantastic.
Does he feel like home there?
Yeah, I mean, he speaks Spanish, so obviously it's a little bit easier when it comes that way. But everyone down there speaks English, so it's not like it is third
because it's a
world,
resort town, right? So
it's third world, but it's not third world. It's fine once you get in there. I mean, it's just going to any great resort in the United States. It's the same thing in Mexico.
So this is on the Pacific coast?
Yeah, you're almost you're on the California side. Yeah, Pacific. It's down close to kind of the Baja area.
Yeah.
It's not quite far. It's really far south. It's actually further south in Cabo. So when you're getting there, it's almost.
Is Cabo on the Pacific side too? I thought that was on the Gulf side.
No, that's Cancun.
Well, I knew that.
Yeah. So it's actually further south. You're almost in the Central America. I mean, you're probably only if by airplane, you're probably 30 minutes from Central America. So it's pretty much as far south as you could go. I actually played a tournament there this past year in November in Puerto Vallarta at a different golf course, Vista Vallarta. And man, I love it. I really do. And some people go down there and they potentially don't feel safe or whatever, but
I'd be terrified.
But no, you wouldn't. It's not. I mean, listen, I'm lucky I speak Spanish, so that helps a little bit. But it's just like any other big city, man. You can go anywhere. You can go someplace here in Dallas and feel out of place and feel less safe than you would down there in Mexico, down there in Puerto Vallarta. But no, great place to have an event, great place to grow the game. And when you start seeing these things and you ask the question, why were they doing in Mexico? Well, look at how many players are starting to come out of Mexico, like because of these events are growing the game. I mean, even when I was down there playing, this has been, 15, 16, 17 years ago when I played in the Mexican Open. So many people, like we would do golf clinics for the younger kids, kind of like a first tee program. And now potentially some of these kids that were in that program, now they're professional golfers or in the golf business or avid golfers. I mean, look at the guys on the PGA Tour that are from Mexico, Carlos Ortiz and, some of these guys. I mean, you got a handful of guys that are from Mexico. And I think it's great. Anytime you're able to grow that brand. And this is why they have these tournaments there. And this is why they have tournaments overseas for the PGA Tour, just the growth of the game. And anytime you're able to do that, it's great in my opinion.
I mean, golf's an American sport. We should grow it in America.
It's actually not American sport.
Oh, why am I playing it then?
It's Scott.
Good day, mate.
Born in Scotland.
I mean, that's what people say, but do we really know that for a fact?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I'll acquiesce to you then.
These are facts.
They are. They're not just people's opinions that golf started in Scotland.
These are facts.
So a condensed playing schedule for the game's elites have kind of forced this eclectic group to gather down in Mexico at Vidanta. By the way, do you know how I know? I'm going to age myself. You know how I know that like Puerto Vallarta and all that is on the Pacific coast?
No.
From a geography standpoint, I learned this as a kid, like probably 8 or 9 years old.
P means Pacific?
No, close.
Yeah.
Because I used to love watching the TV show The Love Boat.
Gilligan's Island?
And the boat was the Pacific Princess.
Huh.
And literally every episode, one of their stops was in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. You are dating yourself.
And I had to go look up in our family encyclopedias. I had to go under the P's for Puerto Vallarta to go find a map to figure out where it was because I didn't know how to Google things yet.
In all honesty, I've been very blessed to see pretty much the whole world. And I know I'm fortunate to be able to do that. It is actually one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, believe it or not. I mean, just from the water and the landscape, you got the mountains there. And it's a bit like San Diego, but you're just in Mexico.
Right.
And the weather's, it's 95 degrees in the wintertime. Right.
I mean, I've often said and I haven't been around the world like you, but one of the prettiest cities, prettiest sunsets I've ever seen in my entire life was in Vancouver, Canada, in BC. And I imagine being on the West Coast like that, right over the Pacific Ocean, it's kind of similar, San Diego, Vallarta, Canada, BC, it's kind of the same setting. You've got your mountains, you've got your ocean. So
I think
I can imagine
Mexico gets a little bit of a bad rap, just the way you say it. Like, why would you go to Mexico? Well, you say that because you haven't been there, and that's a lot of people say. If you're there, you're like, this is pretty damn good.
But I could never, ever imagine myself ever going to Mexico for any reason whatsoever.
Okay, you say that now.
And I mean, and I say that about lots of places on the planet. I have no desire to go to the Orient, to Japan, to China, to...
You can't really say Orient anymore.
You can say Orient, you just can't say Oriental.
It's the same.
No, it's not. I don't think that's true.
It's the same.
All right, I'm going to have to Google that.
Just say Asia Pacific.
The Asian Pacific Northwest. I feel like that's like...
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's correct.
What was that? What is that? Seattle?
Seattle, yeah. All of that area up there. So, of course, as we mentioned, you've got the number one in the world, Jon Rahm, the reigning Masters champion, looking to defend his title as he got here a year ago in the midst of a middling stretch of play. He used the wide open nature of this course and the field to propel his play to new heights. And this is kind of really when he got on the radar, I think, for a lot of us, is with this victory last year. And now he's had 7 victories in his last 24 worldwide starts. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. And you look at a guy like Jon Rahm, it's a little bit different than a lot of the West Coast guys. And we kind of played around with it a little bit on Monday, calling the California cowards and these guys. But, you look at a guy like Jon Rahm, and this is why he's number one in the world. It doesn't really make a whole hell of a lot of difference in terms of where he plays. Right. He has success in Florida. He has success in California. He has in the desert. So his game kind of transitions to any type of grass, any type of ballpark, really, when it comes to the golf. And that's why he's number one in the world. And, he doesn't shy away from places. I mean, him playing at Augusta on those greens, and hilly as that golf course is, then he wins in Mexico. Then he wins out west. And then he wins at Torrey Pines. I mean, those are completely different places. And, you look at guys like him, that's why these guys are world-class players that are number one in the world, because their game just transitions to no matter where you go. I mean, you could put him out here in the parking lot in Dallas and he'd still play well, right? That's a great. And here's what I'll say about Jon Rahm. I haven't really been super high on Jon Rahm just because I didn't really like his antics a little bit. Who's this?
I don't know. It didn't say.
The Ballerus Golf Show right now. Well, we appreciate that. Facebook user. Thank you so much. But what I'm saying, what I mean by that is, you can put the guy anywhere and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't been really high on Jon Rahm. I just didn't like his antics a lot on the golf course. How hot tempered he was and things like that. But I'm really impressed that I'm impressed that he came back to play this week, because it's a long stretch, right? After winning the Masters. But I'm even more impressed that he played Hilton Head after the Masters. And the easiest thing for him to do in the world is do what Rory did with withdrawal, because he won. And he didn't. And he played well. He played well there. I think the last round he got tired, which is which is understandable. But you know, I'm growing on Jon Rahm. He's growing on me, shall I say, in terms of I've always knew he's a great player, but in terms of the kind of who he is and how good he is for the game, you know, good for him to go back down there and defend his title.
So once you count Rahm as the world's number 1, you got to go all the way to number 16 to find the next highest ranked player in the field. That, of course, is Tony Finau, and these two kind of put on a show last year as Finau carded the course record on Sunday last year and almost caught Rahm for the win, or at least for a playoff, but he came up 1 stroke short. Finau and his play in Mexico was kind of a turning point for his season last year and maybe even his career as a whole. He won just a couple of tournaments later last summer. You've also got another top 50 player in Alex Noren. You've got guys that we've talked about on Monday as we recapped the team play, and Wyndham Clark and your boy Bo Hostler. Patrick Rogers.
I'm gonna start calling him Boo Hostler.
Boo Hostler. Yeah,
Boo.
That's great.
God, he's terrible. I'm still not over it.
I know.
Listeners and viewers, I am still not over Sunday. And obviously everyone could tell the disappointment and things in my voice on our Monday show. I'm not over it yet. I'm not.
No, you're not. You're not going to be over it for a while.
I'm not.
Patrick Rogers, Nikolai Hogard, and Maverick McNeely all are seeking their first victories on the PGA Tour. And I don't know, with the likes of Finau and Rahm on the leaderboard, I don't know that you're going to have a first-time winner this week, but it could certainly happen as they are at Vidanta Vallarta in Vallarta, Mexico.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? Mexico.
No, you can just say Mexico is fine. I mean,
so do I also say Vallarta or do I say Vallarta?
It's Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta.
Well, then I should also say Mexico like a Mexican.
Well, you can roll your R's also.
Vallarta.
That's a little much. What, you Charo now?
Coochie. I mark that.
Yeah, mark that.
It's a par 7, the very unstable par 71. 7,456 yards. Johnny, the purse, $7.7 million.
What's that in pesos? Do you
know? Probably about 79 billion.
Yeah, close.
I think the exchange rate is very good.
It's not good.
Here, let's find out real quick.
I think it's 100 to 1. It might be 10. I don't remember last time I was there in November. I think it's 12 to 1, maybe. What is it?
So 7.7 million American dollars equals, God, I was way off. 139 million pesos, Mexican pesos.
Yeah. So yeah, 14 to 1 or something like that.
Something like that.
That sounds about right.
I'm really bad at math.
Yeah, I see this.
They said there was no math in this job.
Yeah, there's not.
By the way, we need to remind everybody, if you're watching the show live or listening to it live on the FanStream Sports app, feel free to text into the show on our brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line, 214-937-0569. Go ahead and put that in your phone, save it, so anytime you're listening, even if we're not live and you're listening to the recorded podcast, any one of our recorded shows, literally any one of the shows, and you'd like to comment on something you've heard or just tell us how stupid we are, we'll take that as well.
That's usually going to come first.
Yeah. Go ahead and text into that number, and we will see it. It is monitored for the most part, even when we're not live, or we'll see it the next time that we're in the studio, and we will come in, we'll comment on it, and we'll text you back, and we'll talk to you, have a good conversation with you, maybe make you part of the next show. That'd be a lot of fun. We've got the field odds coming up next. We're going to take a quick break right here and take care of some business here on FanStream Sports. We are from the rough. We'll be right back.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. by actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. You know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? It means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
What is up, podcast listeners? IndyCarTim here to tell you about our friends over at the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practice facility. Do you play golf? You think you play golf well, but your friends tell you otherwise? Do you want to get better and show off to your friends? Win all of that money that you're not supposed to be gambling on each hole on the weekends when you're out losing at golf? Head over to the Highlands Performance Golf Center and they will get you up to speed. They are North Dallas's premier golf practice facility and performance center. Between their 400-yard all-season driving range and short game areas, cutting-edge technology, and award-winning instructors, they've got everything you need to play your best golf game ever. They're open 7 days a week with convenient hours so you can practice on your time. And yes, this is family fun for everyone. Get your family involved. Bring them over to enjoy the 18-hole par 3 mini golf course. It's newly renovated and beautifully landscaped and designed to challenge players of all skills and abilities. They offer junior programs and summer camps for kids who show an interest in the game of golf. So come on out and explore all the family-friendly fun at the Highlands Performance Golf Center. Conveniently located in Carrollton on Trinity Mills in between Marsh and Midway. Head on over there, get you some apparel, get you some equipment, get you some lessons to make your game better, or just go over for some family fun. They love to see you over there. We'll see you over there at highlandspgc.com, or you can give them a call, 972-733-4111. We'll see you there. Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is John Gerber. We are talking Mexico.
Buenos dias.
You've got him. I've got Mexico. Forgot who sang that song.
Oh, Mexico.
I hate that song. Yeah, there's lots of songs about Mexico we could have injected in here.
That's why it's so great.
I don't know. I think you just mispronounced horrible.
I mispronounced what?
Horrible.
I said no. It's Great.
You said, see, you're saying it wrong.
Okay.
Let's get into a little bit of the field and odds for said field. And we have Jon Rahm, of course, at the top of the odds listing here. And at the very unstable, according to was a Caesar Sportsbook, he is listed as 13-5 to win. What does that come out to? Like 2.3 to 1 or something like that? Like, it's a really weird.
It comes out to a bad play. Let's just say that.
Yeah, just don't pick Jon Rahm. Even if he wins, you're not going to make any money.
No, it's just you're risking too much for your return on your investment is not nearly
right.
Right. So that's, good for him for playing like we talked about a little bit earlier. But as a gambling standpoint, as a betting standpoint, the value for Jon Rahm playing in this event. I mean, he just has to have a bad stretch and he's not going to win the golf tournament to risk that much money and not get much back on your investment is just not a smart play when it comes to the gambling side.
I mean, unless you just want to brag about an easy win, we're not going to make any money, but you might get a win with it. Tony Finau at 7-1. Rahm's rise since the Mexico Open gets all the attention, but Finau's play is just as substantial. He arrived here last season with 0 top 10 finishes and 13 starts, finishing with a share of second place just behind Rahm. Finau was able to collect 2 trophies, 2 runner-ups, and 2 additional top 5 results in his final 13 starts of 2022. He's kind of been the model of consistency this season. He did win in the fall. He hasn't seriously threatened any leaderboards this year. His iron play is hot. He's done some damage with his putter also this year. So 7-1, Tony Finau is not a bad play. Although, again, that's not going to make you a ton of money if you want to go that route. Wyndham Clark, Johnny, listed as 16-1. For the majority of, like we talked about last week, for the majority of the Zurich Classic, I mean, you thought Clark and Hostler were both going to be the first-time winners that we saw, but it wasn't meant to be, as is very well documented on these airwaves on Monday.
You're going to keep rubbing it in, aren't you? Just keep digging on me. Just keep digging.
You feel bad for Clark because he had to play with Bo Hostler, and apparently they sort of had words, I guess, before the round was even finished, right?
He had to play with who? Boo Hostler.
Boo Hostler.
Boo.
That's going to be up there with Shane Lowry.
That's right.
But Clark now has 3 top 6 finishes in his last 4 starts. He ranks 3rd in total strokes gained in this field over the last 6 months, behind only Rahm and Finau. So if Rahm and Finau somehow falter, it could be a good week for Wyndham Clark in his first breakthrough victory. We've got Gary Woodland at 22-1. Patrick Rogers at 20. You used to like Patrick Rogers a lot, didn't you? Or was that
he's not Maverick McNeely? I mean,
no, who used to pick Patrick Rogers every week? Oh, that was
Hurst.
Yeah. We're not supposed to say his name.
Yeah, we're
right. 28-1, Patrick Rogers.
He's like Bo Hostler.
Yeah, we don't like Patrick Rogers. He spells his name with a D. That's too close to Aaron Rodgers.
It's like Buck Rogers.
But hey, now what's wrong with Buck Rogers?
I didn't say there was anything wrong with Buck Rogers.
Nikolai Hogard at 30-1. We've got Byung-Hun An.
Been on.
As we say, as we pronounce his whole name, at 35-1. The former U.S. amateur champion has rediscovered his form this year.
Yeah, he's played well.
Connecting on 9 straight made cuts. He's coming off back-to-back quality outings at the Texas Open and the Zurich Classic. Vidanta should cater to his skill set, as the 31-year-old is sufficiently long off the tee and capable of wielding a hot putter. He ranks 8th in this field over the last 6 months in strokes gained tee to green.
Yeah.
Would not be a bad play.
Not a bad play at all. You look at a guy that he's really, throughout his career, in my opinion, he's kind of underperformed. I mean, he came out, he's got a win on the PGA Tour. He won the U.S. Amateur as like a 17-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid. So expectations are crazy high for him. And I thought he would come out when he got his car that he's had a few bad years, and I'm not really sure if it's injury or what's going on with him, but maybe the life on the PGA Tour really wasn't for him. But the guy's got all the talent in the world, and you're looking at a golf course that, if you look at the stats for Ben On, this golf course suits him fantastic. And then you look at his past performances playing at San Antonio, had a good finish in San Antonio, and he had a good finish in New Orleans. That it's a kind of a little same type of grass that this guy's a very grainy type of Bermuda that they're going to transition to. So look for him to have some success this week. I'm not sure if he can kind of get past the winner's circle, But I certainly look for him to have a good week. And he's not on our card. We'll talk about a little bit later on. But I think he'll play well.
Let's go back to Hogard for a second. I kind of jumped over him real quick at 30-1 because I know he's got some interest on our card this week. Dude's just 22 years old. I'm not super familiar with him, just mainly because of his age. I haven't just paid too much attention to him. 3 career wins. I know he's got 2 on the European Tour. He doesn't have a PGA Tour win though, right?
No, he's not a member of the PGA Tour.
Right,
It's him
right.
and his brother. Him and his brother are twins.
Right.
So they're actually it's crazy that their stats and their wins and everything they've done on the European DP World Tour are similar. They both got a couple wins. They both got the similar stats. And these guys have been touted over there for a long time by Thomas Bjorn that these guys are the next superstars, and they are. I mean, they fit the mold of what PGA Tour is. They hit the ball far. They're big, strong kids, and they're kind of fearless. And you look at some of the success and the starts that Nikolai has got in the United States. He's played Puerto Rico. He's played Mexico before, and then another start there. He's had some success in this type of grass and this type of environment. So. Look for him in the next, as we talk about our picks, he was very interesting to me, especially with his odds that I really liked, especially with his past performance that he had in Puerto Rico in the fall.
So I guess his other win, other than the 2 European wins, was in the Nordic Golf League.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't know.
It's cold there.
Never heard of that before. Apparently, they only play 54 holes as well.
Well, they play like 6 weeks a year because of the weather.
Right. While the snow and ice is melting.
Right.
So you got water hazards and casual water everywhere.
Six tournaments right in a row in July and August, and then they're done.
You can only play 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Because when the sun goes down, it freezes again, even in summer.
But I think it's almost sunlight like Alaska, like year round, almost in the summertime. I mean, in the summer, I think you got like 23 hours of sunlight.
Oh yeah, so you can just play all night if you want. Huh?
Yeah, I think they do that. They get their golf in there. I promise you, they're getting it in, even if it's the 6 weeks golf season there. They're getting it in.
God, it must be cold.
It's cold.
Hate that. They should go play in Mexico more.
It's not cold there.
I know, but it stinks, right?
No, it doesn't.
Don't drink the water.
Certainly don't do that. But
even in Vallarta. Shouldn't drink the water.
Bottled water is preferred,
even when you brush your teeth and stuff.
No, it just depends on where you're staying. When we stayed at the Hyatt, which was nice. It's right there on the ocean, so you can brush your teeth with the regular water there. But I wouldn't be, just precaution. I mean, listen, they have ice in your margaritas.
Really?
It didn't get me sick.
I guess if you're not getting it frozen, huh? Even if you are, they're gonna grind up their ice, right?
Yeah.
Can you bring your own ice?
It's frowned upon.
Just carry it in your pocket and say, "Hey, make my drink with this ice."
That's probably the first sign that you don't trust them. So I'd probably pass on that.
Also, I have my own tequila, my own sweet and sour, my own liqueur, my own orange liqueur here. I just like you to use all of this. And actually, I have my own glass.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm just gonna make it over here. Just ignore me. Here's my $8 or whatever it costs for a margarita.
Yeah, it's frowned upon.
I feel like that would be me in Mexico.
That probably is.
I feel like we should facilitate that and then like video it and put it on YouTube.
You did that the other night at Chewy's, so you're certainly going to do it in Mexico.
It's because I was hitting on the bartender though. When am I not?
Exactly.
Oh well, when it's a dude. First of all, I'm not.
I hope not. I didn't.
God, Johnny got a little tongue tied there. Yeah. Maverick McNeely at 35-1.
Coward.
He kind of is turning into one of those, isn't he?
Well, I mean, I got to figure out if he's still dating Danielle Kang or not, because that tells me a lot. They're so off and on, and I can tell when he plays well, because when he plays well, they broke up, which is probably the right thing. But when he plays terrible, they're together. So I got to figure that. I got to make some calls on that
one. Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, she's a lot. But
so, Johnny, breaking news.
Uh-oh.
This is as of a date that doesn't say. But Danielle Kang is reported to have another strange sweetheart after her and Maverick McNeely broke up.
Okay, that sounds about right.
So maybe they're not together.
Sounds about right. That sounds right. Boy, she is a piece of work too. We're not going to get into that. There's some things I can say about her that I prefer not to on air.
Really?
But you and I have had this conversation. I don't know.
I don't remember any conversations about Danielle King.
Of course you don't, because
We
cocktails are good.
we need to have an LPGA show. Apparently,
She's not my favorite. Let's just go that way. Remember when I did the interview stuff?
you ranked the Asian golfers.
No,
You power ranked the Asians on the LPGA. I remember that.
no. But we had this conversation. You just don't remember. That was that night at Chewy's that you were hitting on the bartender. So
I barely remember that night at all.
yeah, for sure.
Because she said yes.
No, she didn't.
Oh, that wasn't her. Somebody said yes. I went home with somebody that night.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to talk about Danielle King some more.
Was it Maverick McNeely?
It wasn't Maverick McNeely, and it sure as hell wasn't Danielle King, as I normally don't land that type of product.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Thank you.
McNeely, it's been a pretty disappointing 2023 for him, I think. Connecting on a top 10 finish at the Sony in January, he's been able to replicate anything close to that since. Ball striking has suffered. His putter has kind of kept him in the mix at a couple of courses, but he doesn't have enough of a putter for it to save his rounds.
Don't feel bad for him. His dad is partners at KPMG. The M is
Right.
McNeely, so don't feel bad for him.
I kind of feel bad for him because of the Danielle King thing.
No, I don't.
Like, I didn't know about that.
He's going to be just fine.
I feel bad some of those text messages I sent her.
Actually, I'm happy for him. Why you want to deal with that thing?
I don't know what kind of thing it is.
I'll talk about it in about 25 minutes.
I kind of feel like the masses need to know.
Not yet.
He ranks second in strokes gained putting over the last 6 months, but he ranks 73rd in strokes gained tee to green. That's not going to get you anywhere on the tour. At 40-1, Stefan Jaeger.
Steven Jaeger.
No, it's Stefan. If you look at how he spells his name, he either mispronounces it or misspells it. Either way, it's spelled Stefan.
Mama called him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay.
Is that his middle name?
It's
Confused.
Steven Jaeger. But anyways.
Well, then why is it Stephan?
Because they have a little German in them. That's how they spell it. But it's Steven Jaeger. It's not Stefan.
And he doesn't have the two little dots over the A like
It's
Jägermeister.
not Stefan Marbury. It's not. It's Steven Jaeger. Let's just push on to.
Can it be Stephanie Jaeger?
Could be. He hits it about like that.
All right, because I was going to ask you to break his game down.
I just did.
He hits it like Stephanie.
Yeah.
Does he play from the Reds?
Yeah, he's a
at the
grinder.
tournaments?
The guy's a grinder, though. I'll tell you what. The guy's one of those journeymen's been on and off the tour more times in a bad grip. Right. I mean, it's just one of those deals that he's on and off that in Corn Ferry, and it's the guy can play. Obviously, he wouldn't be out there, but he's a grinder. There's nothing in his game that's dominant. There's nothing that's flashy. He just goes out there, does what he does, and he'll be one of those guys, probably on and off for forever. That's always hovering around that 125 that can keep their card. But this isn't a tournament that he's going to win. I promise.
Not at 40-1, that's for sure.
No.
And then your boy, and I want to recap last week
Please
for
don't.
those that didn't listen Monday. Boo Hostler at 40-1.
Yep.
As he screwed up Wyndham Clark's rounds out down there in New Orleans. They were in contention last week, both of them looking for their first tour wins. And as you described, Bo Hostler just had not just an epic meltdown, but an epic meltdown that brought his partner down with him.
Well, if you look at it for the people that didn't watch the show on Monday and when we kind of recapped, if you go back a little bit, so the last 4 holes, they had a first off, they had a 2-shot lead going into the round.
Mm-hmm.
So going into, they were making a move. They actually still had a 2-shot lead. And on the 15th hole, Wyndham Clark actually let Boo Hostler read a putt. And it unequivocally went the polar opposite way that Boo Hostler told Wyndham Clark to hit it. And Wyndham Clark looked at him like, dude, really? It wasn't close. I mean, for a tour player to miss a putt that badly is very, very poor. The next hole, Wyndham Clark hits a great drive. It's the hardest hole on 14 or 15. It's the hardest hole on the golf course. It's like 490 par 4. Wyndham Clark just darts one down the middle of the fairway, and he's got like 200 yards left. And Bo Hostler hits it's either a 5 or 6 iron, probably. So the pin's kind of middle left, and he hooked it probably 60 yards left. So first off, you short side yourself, and you hit an incredibly awful golf shot to where Wyndham Clark had no chance of even hitting the green from there. So they make bogey. So now they're kind of, and then Davis Riley and Nick Hardy kind of making a move. So I think they're tied at that point. So now in the alternate shot format, Bo Hostler is the short 16th hole is a drive. Everyone's driving it or driving it to the right. No one has hit it in the water. Let's just say this.
Right.
All day. Their misses right. As a tour play, he literally duck hooks his drive in the water, and it wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't close. Wyndham Clark they make another bogey. So that being said, they're going down the stretch, and Bo Hostler hits his drive on the par 5, and they're out of it at this point. They're 2 or 3 shots back. Davis Riley, Nick Hardy made that move, and they're arguing about what type of shot. They're 2 shots back. They can't win the golf tournament, or 3 shots. They can't win. So Bo Hostler's arguing with him what type of shot to hit. And Wyndham Clark at that point was like, dude, just leave me alone. I'm going to hit the shot I want to. It doesn't matter. You've already messed this up for us. So he hits it was a 3-hole stretch of embarrassment. Let's just say that. And I feel bad for Wyndham Clark, and that's why he's going to win this week.
So let me ask you this, though, because we didn't really delve into this too deeply last week because we were too busy laughing at their round.
Thank you.
So Wyndham Clark let him read a putt for him. Does that mean Wyndham Clark had no clue which way the putt was going? He
did, but sometimes you need, you need some affirmation from your partner, right?
Sure.
I mean, I look at it this way. Everybody looks at putts a little bit different because everyone putts different. Their speed is different. When you ask your partner to read a putt, 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, the majority way it's going to go. Like the way it's now, whether your pace of your putt will dictate the break. Speed always dictates break, right? So the harder you hit a putt, the less it's going to break. So that's why they kind of look at each other and kind of pick out spots. But Bo Hostler told him to hit a putt that broke the polar opposite way.
That's like me reading a putt for you.
Probably worse, actually, because first off, I would never let you read a putt for me. So I would never let you put you in that spot. But Wyndham Clark was like, no, I think it goes right to left. And Bo Hostler's like, dude, this putt goes left to right. And Wyndham Clark was like, you sure? He's like, yes. So he moved his whole direction on the other side of the hole, and it went the way Wyndham Clark thought. And he just looked at him and was like, you are a California coward.
I mean, when I caddy for you at the Texas Senior Masters Open Invitational next year,
the inaugural,
yeah, you'll be listening to all my reads.
Well, is this like
wait? Let's put that together again. The inaugural Texas Seniors Masters Open Invitational.
That's a lot to write down.
You need to write that down. We need to find a sponsor for that.
We'll find a sponsor.
The Texas Senior Masters Open Invitational. Where would we play that?
So the Tismo.
Tismo. Hey, the vaunted Tismo.
See what happens.
Everybody wants to play that. The Tismo.
See what happens when you get a drink in here.
God, it's almost gone. I mean, you need another one.
Wow.
We're going to take another quick break, and then it's the time of the show that everybody wants. Anybody that wants to make money is going to listen to Johnny's picks. We've got those coming up for you next here on From the Rough on FanStream Sports.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your turf life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCarTim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com. That's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game.
Hey there, it's Colby Sepp. I'm here to talk to you about the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practicing facility. Practicing? If you're practicing, you're going to need some things like, a premier golf practice facility. So what goes into a premier golf practice facility? It's 65 plus. That means more than 65 grass tees, 2 practice putting surfaces, a short game area, an indoor putting studio, and an 18-hole mini golf course. But wait, there's more. You can also take advantage of their PGA teaching pros. Get your golf game the level up that you so desperately need. What if it's raining? That's a good question, Tito. Well, they've got covered tees, Tito. Also, if it's cold, they've got heated tees, Tito. So take your game or your Tito out to Highlands Performance Golf Center. And if you need internets, well, highlandspgc.com. Go there, get your golf game right by going to the Highlands Performance Golf Center. See you later, Tito. And also you too. Or if you're sitting with Tito. Horrible dismount. It's a commercial. End. End.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny Gerber. We are live from the FanStream Sports studios in Dallas, Texas. Welcome aboard. It's a great Wednesday, April 26th, talking about Mexico, or should I say Mexico.
It's about 50 degrees warmer in Mexico right now than here.
And it's chilly outside.
What a terrible couple days here. I mean,
it's raining earlier.
Just so much AWC.
Is this December or is this April? Like, I don't even know right now.
It's brutal. We had some twisters out there today. I was kind of dodging those twisters. We had a couple tornadoes. I saw a touchdown on the news.
Ridiculous.
I think it got 48 degrees.
Friggin' Texas.
Yeah, I mean I'm kind of over it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of over it. I mean, you
can always go back to Columbus.
Well, that's happening. That's happening real soon. I mean, here's the thing about Columbus, and I kind of downplay Columbus a little bit. For about 6 months, it's a great city. People are great, and obviously, you got my parents there. Shout out to Nancy Gerber. You haven't given Nancy Gerber a shout out tonight.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did
at the first of the show. Yeah.
Well, she gets another one anyway.
She does. She gets all the shout outs. Yeah. Nancy Gerber.
Yeah, and anyway, but at least in Columbus, you know what you're getting. Like, it's going to be shitty for a period of time, and then it's going to be nice in the summer. The summers are great, and it's not hot, and there's people out, and it's kind of a vibrant city. People don't really know. So Columbus, Ohio is the biggest city in the Midwest between Chicago and New York.
Mhm.
People don't realize that. I mean, so not saying it's great, but it's a city that it's a it's a conservative city. You got like the medical and you got the insurance. So it's always a kind of on an uptick. It's, you're not going out there, and they actually got casinos now, which is probably bad for
In Columbus?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
because they're smart.
I mean, gambling's legal in Ohio now?
Yeah. Gambling's legal.
Doesn't have to be on the river?
They got casinos. They got sports books. They got it all.
Oh, I had no idea.
They got it all. So no, yes. That being said, yes, I will be back up there the end of May, kind of through the summer, developing shows and shows for fan stream sports. So it's going to be a fun summer. We're looking forward to creating some more shows up there in that Midwest market.
But I mean, clearly the stop in Columbus is just a short stop until you get to the best part of Ohio up near Cleveland, right?
What's your picks?
Johnny hates Cleveland,
Oh,
as most people from Ohio do.
Yeah.
In all fairness, it's time for the picks, Johnny. The episode or the part of the episode that most people like to tune in for, not necessarily my picks, although we've got some crossover this week.
That's usually not good.
And in all fairness, I sent you my picks before I got yours.
You usually do, but that doesn't mean maybe we've been doing fantastic on our matchups. Like we said on Monday, we're 39-4, which is great, but we don't have a win this year. So usually when that happens is we'll do some crossovers. And last year we had 6 wins. The year before that we had 9. But maybe this year it's just the time that when we do have crossovers, we win, because nothing else in the hell is working when it comes to win, especially last week. I think there's some people around that stuck some voodoo dolls and what's going on down there in New Orleans, because we had 3 of the top 4 people on the field to win last week, and none of them came through for us. So maybe this week it's a time.
It's going to be time. I'm feeling it.
I do too.
Especially with my pick as a winner at 17-1. We talked about him at length during the actual episode here. Wyndham Clark is my pick for your winner. My top 10 at plus 220. Gary Woodland, and I think his week's going to come down to his putting. And he's done fine in recent weeks. He came off a surprising Masters that saw him finish T14. He looked good at Harbortown a week later. And I think that a course like Vidanta, if I'm saying that right, we've gone through a whole episode and I still don't know how to say it. Vidanta. No, it sounds Asian. But a course like this should be conducive for his game.
Yeah.
So I've got him in the top 10 at plus 220 and at plus 260. First time I think he's ever been on my card. At 60-1, Mr. Lee Hodges.
No, plus 260 to finish in the top 20. Yeah,
that's what I said, right?
No, you said 60.
61 was his win odds. My apologies. Yeah, plus 260.
Well, there's a reason why he hasn't been on your card.
Probably shouldn't be again, right?
Probably not. Just go ahead and blowtorch that $100 bill.
It's all right. That's all right. That's what we're doing here. Johnny's picks brought to you by Orca Golf at orca-golf.com. They've got the highest quality PGA Tour grade golf bags I have ever seen. They're the real deal. Head over to orca-golf.com, pick one from their catalog, or custom order one with your custom colors and logo. You'll love it. You'll work with a real designer. They've got that all set for you over there. Use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game. Johnny, who's on your card?
This is kind of that first week that in a long time that I really feel good about your first couple picks. And usually when, like we talked about, when you do, I just cross shit off.
Right.
It's just what I do. Cause your luck is when it comes to this is not very good, but every once in a while you come through. And I think this is the week you're going to come through. So that's why we have a few crossover picks. And my first pick on the board, man, I really do. I think Wyndham Clark at 17-1 I think he's going to stand out more than anyone else. There's a few reasons why. I think he needs some redemption from last week. I know he played fantastic last week. He did. He just had a partner that just couldn't help him out. And if you look at his track record in Puerto Rico and how he plays in Mexico, he has a lot of success, especially with this type of golf course. That's wide open. He's one of the best drivers of the golf ball on the PGA Tour. So that's going to lend for him to have a lot of short irons into it. And if the wind blows, he's a good wind player. So I really like him as our first pick at 17-1. We're gonna go with another guy that we talked about earlier, Nikolai Holgaard at 30-1. You look at a guy again, And I'm basing a lot of my picks on how these guys played in Puerto Rico earlier in the year, what was off event. They're very similar types of golf courses. So you're going to see the similar types of grasses, similar type of players. And I really feel like there's going to be a lot of similar results. But I really like Nikai Hogard at 30-1, coming off a really solid performance last week in New Orleans. Our third pick on the board this week, I'm going to go back to another Canadian guy, Taylor Pendrith. At
Good day, mate.
55-1. And I don't know what it is with these Canadian guys. They all play well down in that course, Bermuda. They all play well down there. They just do. And I don't know what it is, because it's a polar opposite where they're coming from. Maybe they just feel they can take 7 layers of clothes off when they're playing because that's what they're used to in Canada. I don't know what it is, but these Canadian guys really love it down there. And this is why this Taylor Pendrith fits the mold a bit like Wyndham Clark. They're similar types of players, hits the ball a long way. And this is going to lend to his game. So I really like him at 55-1. Our ham sandwich pick this week is our man, Will Flash Gordon at 65-1. This guy is in that category of played with the Davis Rileys, played with the Nick Hardys, same type of guys, same type of kind of era. And he beat them all at Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking at these guys from last week, say, hey, listen, if these guys can do it, I certainly can. He's in that kind of same category at these guys. He hits the ball a long way. It's really going to help him this week. This guy's destined to win. He's going to win. He's a lot like these younger guys on the PGA Tour, and the PGA Tour is in such great hands with these guys coming up. And Will Flash Gordon, I really think at 65-1's got a chance to win this golf tournament. 2 top 10 picks this week, as always. I really like your other pick. I like your other pick, Gary Winland at plus 220 to finish in that top 10. He played well there in Puerto Rico. He likes this type of golf course. He's a long hitter. He doesn't really have to worry about accuracy. He's going to try to hit it as far as he can. He likes the warm weather, and Gary's getting healthy. You can see his game kind of transitioning to where he's healthy, and that's the big issue with Gary. Is that, health has been an issue. He hasn't really performed well since his U.S. Open win at Pebble Beach, but him coming into form, getting, out of these injuries, I really think this is a kind of a get good week for Gary Winland, potentially to finish in that time, potentially could win the golf tournament, but I think he's going to kind of test himself a little bit to get prepped for the rest of the year. So that's why I like him in this top 10 spot at 220. Our second pick, Ashton Batia at plus 750. Look at this guy. He finished second at the Puerto Rico event, and he finished in the top 10 at the other Mexico event. So he likes this type of golf course, played very well in the Bahamas, which is very similar type of scenarios that you're going to have in Mexico. So I really like this guy. He just got his kind of full status on the PGA Tour with some of his success. So he doesn't have that pressure. So I think he's got an opportunity to win. Don't be surprised if he's leading this golf tournament at some point, but I think he's going to fade a little bit potentially and drop him in that top 10. But I like him at that number at 750. I think there's great value there. Our 2 top 20 picks this week, we're going to go with the South African conjoint here. We got 2 South African guys that really play well.
Good day, mate.
Down there. They're so used to this type of grass and grain playing in South Africa. So Garrick Higo at plus 220. I like him to finish in that top 20 spot. Solid performance when they played down in Puerto Rico. Solid performance when they played there last year, and another solid performance when they played the other Mexico event. So he's very familiar with this type of golf course and this type of grass, and I like him. In our last pick to finish in the top 20, our main man, our Marlboro man, Eric Van Rooyen.
Marlboro man.
No, not Marlboro man. The Monopoly man.
There you go.
Monopoly man.
Yeah.
Monopoly man.
Does he wear a monocle out on the course?
He wears a lot of stuff. He wears those
stupid pants,
skinny jeans or whatever they're called.
I hate those pants. They're like cuffed at the bottom. They're like sweatpants.
Yeah, but the guy can play, and he loves.
He can.
I love him down there in this type of environment, this type of grass. It gets windy. Guy's a really good ball striker, so I like for him this week to finish in that.
He's South African?
Yeah, both of them are.
I thought he was South Arkansasian.
South Florida,
South Arkansas.
Yeah.
North Louisiana. I don't know why I thought that.
They're all the same
because the way he looks.
Okay.
Make sure you follow us on social media to get all of Johnny's picks early in the day on Wednesday, whenever he gets them to me. We post them out. He is at J Gerber PGA Pro on Twitter. The show is at From the Rough PGA. I am at IndyCarTim. The network is at FanStream DSP. You can also follow us on Instagram. Find us there. Find us on Facebook, the From the Rough Facebook page. We appreciate you going and liking that page and following us over there for all of our shows, all of our picks, and some fun stuff as well that you can find over there. We will do it all again on Monday as we will recap the Mexico Open and Wyndham Clark's epic win by 4 strokes over Jon Rahm. Maybe my little prediction right there.
That's pretty good.
How do you like that?
I like it.
So if it doesn't happen, we'll just forget this ever happened.
Talk a little bit about our show tomorrow. We got a nice little NFL draft show.
Yes, for NFL fans, make sure you tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time on the FanStream Sports Network. We'll be live on the app, on the YouTube page, on several Facebook pages, on our Twitter accounts, all that, as we will do a live draft show. And if you're local here in the North Texas area, we invite you to the Maverick Bar in Carrollton, 1616 West Hebron Parkway, as Johnny, myself, and my partner on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show, Colby Sapp, will be doing a live draft party from the Maverick Bar in Carrollton, with one Dallas Cowboys insider, Mike Fisher, joining us occasionally. We'll have Tampa Bay Buccaneers and NFL insider J.P. Peterson joining us occasionally, as well as the Ohio State Buckeyes insider and sometimes Pittsburgh Steelers insider, Mr. Jeff Tito Thidoff from Columbus, Ohio, joining us occasionally to talk about the draft and the picks and things like that. But we're going to have a lot of fun out there. We encourage you to tune in. We invite you to be there if you are local, and we would love to see you. It's going to be fun. We always have fun when we do live broadcasts, and there's usually some beverages flowing as well.
I hope so. Cocktails are good.
Cocktails are good. And mine's empty, which means it's time to end the show. We will see you back here on Monday, if not tomorrow night. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight. Broken. Today's episode is brought to you by the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practice facility with over 65 grass tees, 2 practice putting surfaces, a short game area, and an 18-hole mini golf course. With covered and heated tees, it's the best place to practice your game year-round. The Highlands Performance Golf Center is located in Carrollton on Trinity Mills, in between Marsh and Midway. Give them a call at 972-733-4111 or check them out on the web at highlandspgc.com.